prerequisites. And this SAP S4HANA, the end-to-end implementation, what we are going to cover here is, so what are the the prerequisites? So what is activate methodology? So when we are going to implement SAP as a consultant, any MNC company like you are in Accenture or IBM or TCS, right? So how the consultant who deliver the project using activate methodology in SAP S4HANA, right? So we are going to discuss about the activate methodology deliverables and the same methodology, the same deliverable. So we are make sure that as a consultant you are going to deliver here, right? So we are going to assist you, so how to execute the implementation project and what are the deliverables, and day by day what are the activity you are going to perform, right? With all the module of MM, SD, FIPP, WM, EWM and FICO. And so we are going to execute the project. So yeah, so what is the outcome of this implementation project training is, you can upgrade your profile. You can upgrade yourself as a SAP end-to-end implementation consultant, right? So because in, if you see in markets, so they are expecting people who are, even though you have a support project experience, so most of the HR or most of the company, they are not going to consider if you don't have any end-to-end implementation project experience, right? The same exposure how the MNC company they're doing, like Accenture or IBM or TCS, the same deliverable we are going to provide you. Okay, so I'll just explain about the step-by-step process. So what are the deliverables we have? So then, so we have Mr. Rajesh is there. He is going to execute some business process like purchase order creations, MM point of view, and how the EWM point of view, how the the inbound process they are executing, and even for outbound. So just a small demo he is going to show after this. And so let me if you have any questions, please raise. Yeah. So anybody have any?
I
Yes.
have a question.
Yes. Yes.
Like, how are we planning to cover all modules like within 60 days? So, do we just touch all the configs that are required to implement this project, or are we going to focus on the how the implementation is being done in a project?
Yeah, see here actually, so in real time, how they are going to execute the project in as a same time how they are going to deliver. So for example, if any manufacturing division or maybe any construction based company, right? So when how that the project is starts, right? So initially we have the kickoff meeting, right? So during the kickoff meeting, we have all module consultant will be working here. So maybe procurement or sales or finance, production or logistics and warehouse, right? So as a team, so they are going to work, right? As a team, they are going to deliver. It doesn't mean material management consultant will deliver one day. So maybe SD module they will deliver separate. No. So the project deliverable will be the same for all the module consultant here. So how we are going to provide the training and provide the supporting document, how you are going to deliver. So that we will assist you, right? But end of the day, the deliverable should be for all module consultant, and that we are conducting 2 hours so per day to execute the process, to demonstrate, or maybe we are going to assist you how to prepare the documentation point of view. So we are going to support for that. Okay, so yeah, so here we discussed the list of module in SAP S4 HANA. So we are going to execute the module is um, yeah. So the logistics module start with material management and sales and distribution, production planning, quality management, project system plan maintenance, right? Warehouse management and EWM also. So now EWM also is part of SAP S4 HANA as a embedded. So earlier it was decentralized, right? So we have a SCM system and we have a ECC or S4 HANA system. So now all the company they are executing like a WM, how they are executing same way they are going to execute it. So because so next let's say for 2025 or 2030, so they are going to wind up the warehouse module. So we are going to replace with EWM, extended warehouse management, with additional functional activities. Okay, so these are all the modules so we are going to cover here in this implementation projects. Yeah. So we are going to implement, so as we discussed, there is activate methodology, right, in SAP S4 HANA. In ECC, we have a ASAP methodology, accelerated system application product. So whereas in SAP S4 HANA, So we are, using activate methodology to deliver the implementation projects, right? So here you can see there is a preparation phase, right? So preparation phase, what we do as a consultant, right? So the prerequisites already we told. So you should completed the basic training, right? So once you completed the basic training, then only you are eligible to do the implementation project. You might be any module like a EWM or WM or MMSD or FICO module, right? Okay, so prerequisites, you should know the basic configurations. So once you join the implementation project, so what are the deliverables we have, right? So initially we have the kickoff meeting, right? Kickoff meeting is nothing but, so there is an introduction between the business team and the consulting team, right? So business side, what will happen? So there is a same kind of team will be there, right? So they will decide what are all the module they are going to implement, right? Procurement or sales, production or EWM or FICO. So now, so we have the introduction, right, with your business team. If you see the customer side, there is a business team will be there. That's a separate team, and there is a IT team, right? So IT team, so they are also SAP consultant. So who they might be done the certification, or they have a domain experience, or they are also SAP consultant. And there is a business team. Business team means, so there is a end user who create the day-to-day activities, creation of purchase order, production order, sales order, or FI related invoice and all. And there is a manager will be there, CEO will be there, MD will be there. So they call as a business team, right? And IT team, so each and every module there is a IT team, there is a consultant, right, from the client side. So what they do, so they are getting the information from the business, and they are going to communicate to you as a consultant. So they are communicating to you, and we are going to gather the information through IT team. Okay, so that is the the kickoff meeting we are going to be discussed. We are going to introduce about the client, and we are going to discuss about the the process and what are the modules, and who is the client side, who is the IT manager, or who is the implementation company side, who is the PMO, who is the project manager or coordinator. So all the kind of discussion will be there in the preparation phase. Okay, so once you completed the preparation phase, so then we will go for the explore phase, right? So in explore phase, what we will do, so before the explore phase, so there is a BPML is there. So BPML stands for business process master list. Okay, what is BPML? So when you are going to implement SAP, so as a consultant you should know, so what are all the process we are going to be executed. Okay, what all the process we are going to be implemented. Let's say SAP, they have 100 process per module, like a material management or sales and distribution or production planning. They have 100 process. So are we going to implement 100 process? So if no, so what are all the process? So we called as a BPML, right? It's a business process master list. So just we are going to identify the business process. Okay, so once the BPML is identified or confirmed, so then we will go for the explore phase. Okay, explore phase, what we will do as a consultant, so we are going to prepare the business blueprint. Okay, so based on the scope document, based on the scope from the customer side, as the scope means the business process, what all the business process currently they have for each module. So based on that, we design the BPML process, and based on that we are going to prepare the business blueprint, right? So the business blueprint contains list of informations, right? So we should explain about the current process and what is the process flow diagram. We have to explain about the process steps, and we have to explain about the integration process. We have to explain about the the step by step the reports and gap analysis. So we are going to be discussed those BBP also. So how you have to prepare the business blueprint. So what are the prerequisites? So how you have to design the flow diagram. So based on the process flow diagram. So I'm just going to show you the process flow diagram. So everything I'm going to discuss about to you, right? So once the explore phase we completed, right? So we have completed the business blueprint, and we have identified the RISEP objects, right? So we are going to execute the RISEP objects here. So RISEP is nothing but forms, reports, enhancement, interfaces, workflow. So these are all the different category of the technical objects, right? So as a consultant, when you are going to talk to interview, so they will ask you this area, right? So mostly what happen, as a fresher they don't know what is RISEP. So how you have to write the functional specifications, correct? So when you are going to create the purchase order, so how to take the printout, right? So when the printout should have the clear details, right? The logo, so what is your company name, and who is your vendor, so from who, what is the vendor address, from whom you purchase this purchase order, and what is your purchase order number, purchase order details, right? And you have to specify the item of the material details, right? Serial number, material description, quantity, unit of measurements, and discounts. So then what is the payment terms, right? What is the total amount? So this is the design. So before you are going to deliver, so first you have to prepare the layout. So how the layout should be. So as a consultant you need to prepare the functional specifications, right? So all the functional module, either you are or SD, FI, PP, WM, EWM, so you should deliver the functional specifications, right? So we are going to assist you how to design the functional specifications. So prerequisites, the table, so what are the table we are using, so how to execute the tables, and what are the fields, how to link table 1 to table 2, so what is the business logic, so all the conditions, everything we are going to explain during the implementation projects, right? So this explore phase, so once you identify the rise up objects, right? So let's say I need 5 forms, 5 reports, 5 enhancements. So why this enhancement? So everything we are going to be discussed during the implementation projects. So next we have the realization phase, right? So realization phase, what we will do. So here already we have the KDS, right? Key data structure, how to prepare the KDS. So what are the company code we are going to be implemented? So how many plant we are going to be implemented? So how many purchase organization, sales organization, right? So profit center, cost center. So all the KDS has to be designed and discussed and prepared in a KDS format. So then we are going to start preparing the configurations, right? Yeah. So once you completed the KDS, then we are start prepare the configurations. Okay. So we know in real time we have the three, the layout. There is a three different landscape, right? So we have a development system, quality system, and production system. So in during the interview also you might be getting more questions. Okay, could you tell me the layout of your SAP? So most of them, they will struggle here itself. So they will easily identify it. So whether you worked in an implementation project or not, right? So the layout should have development server, how many clients you have worked. So you tell me about each and every client. So what is the usage of the clients, right? So tell me quality system, how many clients. So what purpose the client. So all the information you have to explain. And the production system, what, how many clients. So this is called as a landscape. So we are going to explain so how the landscape, the basis and security consultant they are going to create, and how you can able to uh, you know configure, and what is the role in the client. Maybe you are a functional consultant, or you are a technical consultant, or you are a basis consultant, right? So what is the role in this particular development client, project clients, right? So that discussion also will be there. Okay. So once the realizations, so we have done, so then there is a testing, right? So what is the testing, right? So we know there are three different type of testing we are following, right? Even ASAP methodology and even activate also. So first testing we called as a unit testing, right? So what is unit testing? So unit testing means, so we are going to discuss the list of process, right? What are the list of process? Let's say, as I told you, there are 100 business process, but we identified from the business, let's say, for 50 process. For this 50 process we are going to be prepare the test cases, right? So already we have done the configuration. So now we need to do the testing, right? So in each, I mean, individually, right, the unique, so individual module consultant will do the testing called unit testing. Clear? So unit testing is nothing but the individual module. So let's say 50 process has to be executed by yourself, right? So here there is no any kind of integrations, right? So only your module process, you do the configuration and move the configuration from development to development testing clients, right? As I told you, there is a landscape, right? So this landscape, there are two different clients. So there is a golden configuration clients, we do the configuration, then we'll move to testing development clients. So from the testing development client we do all the kind of unit testing, right? So we will discuss about how the unit testing has to perform, what is the template, and how to test the unit testing, how to deliver the testing document. And same thing, we have a integration testing also. I'll show you the testing layout also, right? So next there is a deployment, right? So here there is a cutover activities, right? So when you do any end-to-end implementation projects, so the cutover activity is more important. So this is also one of the main interview questions. If you attended any interview question, so this cutover activities will be there. So okay, what we will do as a consultant, right? So we are gathering the first we are going to identify what all the master data we are going to be executed, right? So we are going to be uploaded. Suppose you are a FICO consultant, or suppose you are a consultant, right? So you start with your material. So what are the different type of material we have? So the all the material type has to be, we need to collect the material from the business, then supplier master, info record, or open purchase order, or open contract, or initial stock upload, right? Same way like we have the production PP module or SD module and FICO module also. We need to make sure what all the master data we are going to be uploaded, right? So for that, first we have to prepare the template, right? So how to prepare the template? So everything we are going to discuss in SAP. We have a LTMC and we have a BDC, we have a BAPI, we have a LSMW. There are many tools to upload your master data, right? So that is also we are going to be discussed in the deployment phase, right? So run phase, so how we are going to execute, right? So there is a, before you are going to do the go live, so there is a pre go live activities, right? There is a pre go live. As I told you, there are development system, quality system, production system. So now all the transport requests, whatever you have configured, everything we move to development to quality, from again development to production. So now you have to check whether all the configuration is moved to production system. So whether all the RISE objects, like all the reports, all the enhancements, all the workflow related stuff, all the technical objects has been moved to production system. So right, so whether number ranges, right? So when you are going to create any GL master, or when you are going to create any invoice, or when you are going to create a purchase order, production order, whether the number ranges is not a transportable, right? So number ranges has to be maintained in the production system, right? So that is also you need to be make sure. So these are all the pre go live activities has to be uh, yeah, so these are all the pre go live activities has to be make sure that whether these configuration, these number ranges maintenance, this technical object has been moved to development to production system, right? Yeah, so you have any questions on this activate methodology? So whatever we have discussed till now, if you have any questions, please yeah, you can, otherwise I will go to the next process. So you have any doubts on this activate methodologies, like a preparation phase, what consultant we do, and the explore phase, what the consultant we do, and realization phase? So if you have any questions, please.
Hello. In explore phase means what are the testing will happen here? Like integration testing means what are the testing involved in the explore phase?
Okay. Yeah. So actually, yeah, the actual testing will be happening in that we will do under that that realizations. Okay. So as I told you, there are three different type of testings we have. So guys, please mute. Yeah, so we have a
Hello.
three, yeah, we have a three different type of testings, as I told you, right? So one is for the unit testing. So what we have, let's say if you if you are a FICO consultant, we have, let's say, for 50 process, we are going to implement it here. For all the 50 process, so we are going to do the testing in the development system first, right? So in this development system, let's say if a creation of GL master, okay, so GL master I can able to create it. I can create the customer master, I can able to create the vendor master. So then I can post the GL entries, I can post the FI invoice, or I can post the customer invoice, I can do the the down payment with reference to my purchase invoice. So now these all the type of process has to be already configured, then we are to do the testing. So now this unit testing is done in the development system. This is the testing one, right? So testing two is a integration testing. Okay, what is integration testing here? So let's say here EWM is there, and we have a material management is there, sales and distribution PP also is there. So what will happen when they are going to procure any raw material, right? So what will happen? MM team, they are going to procure the material with the let's say purchase requisition creation, step number one. So step number two, approval of the purchase requisition, whether it's happened or not. If it is happened, yes, it's success. So step number three, creation of RFQ process, then quotation creation, comparison. So creation of purchase order, approval of purchase order, right? So now he is going to do the goods receipts. So what will happen next? So now the activity is going to start it from the integration is going to start it, because the once they done the goods receipts, right, inventory management is coming into the picture, right? But here there is a EWM is there, right? So along with inventory management, there is a EWM, extended warehouse management also, module also is there. What they will do? So there is a inbound delivery will be created, right? Instead of goods receipts in purchase order, there is a inbound delivery options will be selected. So they will create the inbound delivery. So with reference to inbound delivery, there is a delivery number will be created in EWM, right? So in EWM already they have done the configurations, all the storage type, storage section, warehouse process type, all the configuration they have done. So now they are going to do the put away. So they are going to do the create the warehouse request, warehouse order, and put away the material to the destination storage bin, right? So once the process is done, so now the material is the warehouse clerk, they are receiving the material, and the EWM side, they are going to move the material, the box, stock into the destination storage bin. So after that, what will happen now? Production activity is going to start, right? So once production activity started, then they are going to issue the material from the warehouse, right? So once they are issued to the production, then finally they are going to confirm the production order, right? So finally they are going to confirm the production order. So after confirmation of the production order, what will happen? So they are going to be, the material comes to the warehouse. So now SD model will start to execute the process. Okay, so SD, what they will do, they will procure, they will start creating the sales order. Then delivery will be created, outbound delivery. So this outbound delivery will be reflected in the EWM, right? And they are going to pick the material from the destination bin, right? So system will show, okay, this material is available on so and so storage type, so and so storage section, and so and so storage bin. So now that person will go and pick the material. So then they are going to do the, they are issue the material. So finally PG will updated in the S4 HANA S4 side, right? So this is we called as a integration testing. So the same process we are going to be executed here. So we have a multiple module consultant, we have a MM, we have SD, we have a FICO, we have a PP and EWM. So all module people, we are going to do the testing. So we called as a integration testing. Okay, so third one is a user acceptance testing. Okay, so here what, who are all the team here? So as a consultant you should be there, and client side as a end user or super user, or the business user, or we can say manager. So they will be from the business side. Okay, so what they will do from the business side, they are going to execute the process. So till now the unit testing is executed by individual module consultant, right? And integration testing also executed by cross module consultant. What is cross module? We have a MM, we have SD, we have a FICO, PP, WM, EWM. Yes, so we are going to execute it with the integration module. It's a cross module consultant tested the process successfully. So this second testing also success. So finally now what happened, there is a user acceptance testing, right? So before you are going to do the user acceptance testing, what is the landscape, right? Which client we are going to execute the process, and who are the person, right? So how they are going to execute, before executing we have to make sure there is a roles and authorization has to be created, and these roles and authorization has to be assigned to the user, correct? So then only the user can able to test the process with with his own authorizations, right? So whether he can able to create the material, or he can able to create the purchase order if he is related to the purchaser, right? If he is related to the sales administrator role. Okay, what is sales administrator? Who is going to create the sales order, who is going to create the inquiry, who is going to create the contract? So this sales administration role also, we have a specific authorization, specific transaction code or app ID will be assigned, and they can able to perform. Okay, so now the user acceptance testing will be done between end user and the consultant. Okay, end user is going to perform. So as a consultant we are not going to do any kind of testing in end user acceptance testing. So user acceptance testing will be done by end user, and approval also will be done by the manager. And as a consultant, so we are going to support to the user, so how to perform, how to execute the process. So finally the test scripts, that the screens, everything will be recorded, and the documents also will be created. Okay, so this will be the same thing we are also going to perform here with the user acceptance testing with the end user with the consultant.
See, one thing that I wanted to ask you that, see, whatever it is there, whatever you explain, this is, it comes in ASAP methodology in realization phase. What is the difference between active methodology and ASAP methodology, and why we are preferring this active methodology in S4?
Yeah, see, activate methodology, what happens in SAP, in ECC, we don't have activate methodology. So, right, so activate methodology, the main reason, so the business functions, right, we are going to be activated. Okay, suppose let's say I have a 100 plans I have to be created. So I don't want to be configured everything in the system. So once I can able to maintain this, with a business function, I can provide to that, basis and the security, so they can able to be activated 90% of my configurations. So I don't want to do the basic configuration from the step number 1, 2, 3. I don't want to do the configuration from my side. So as a, how the business function they are activated, same way I can able to configure the org structures, or I can able to activate the business functions. Same thing like in EWM also. Suppose if I want to do the customer return or vendor return process, so we used to activate the, we used to do activate those things. So I don't want to, suppose I have a 10 to 15 steps will be there. If manually, if I want to do all the 15 steps, I have to do. Maybe if I forget any one of the steps, so system will not, we cannot able to execute the process. So to avoid that, so we are going to activate, right? So system will automatically, what is the ECC side, what all the, S4 side, what all the configuration to be done, and EWM side, what all the configuration to be done. So these settings will be default, it will get be activated. So that is one of the things. And this S4 HANA main reason, so we have, there is a cutover activities, right? So during the cutover activities, what will happen in between, let's say for ECC and SAP S4 HANA. So before S4 HANA, what will happen? So we need to prepare the template. So we need to prepare the master data template, and we need to communicate to the business team. So the business team, they will provide the data. Then you have to upload with the help of technical team. Okay, so generally what will happen, so we need to prepare BDC, right? So BDC, what will happen, so we need a technical consultant help, so they will do the start developing the BDC. So then we need to start upload the master data. But whereas in SAP S4 HANA, so SAP, they have provided as a activate methodologies, right? So in SAP we called as a LTMC, there is a migration cockpit. So what will happen, what this migration cockpit will do, so if you are into FICO, let's say I need to upload for GL balance, I need to upload for asset balance or customer balance or vendor balance. So all the template, all the program, everything they have designed. So as a consultant, what we need to do, so how to create a project, so how to assign the object to that particular projects. So then how I can able to download the templates, how to communicate this template, what all the fields is required, what all the field is optional, what all the fields which is not required. So this communication, this sessions has to be done between you and the end users, right, or the super user who is provide the master data. So then you can able to upload this data. You don't want to create any master data template. So by default, everything by standard, you can able to get the template. So only thing is you need to start upload without any help of the technical team. So that is one of the advantage in SAP S4 HANA with LTMC migration cockpit.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Yes, sir. I want to ask that I have a domain experience of 10 years, and I took training last year, sir. After that, taking training, I am not getting any job offers. That's why I want to join this project training. But I am a PM consultant training I have took. So, who will give me the training regarding PM plant maintenance? And are you having all the deliverables related to PM module?
Yes, we do that. So we'll discuss. Let me finish the demo. So then we will have a discussion separately.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Hello,
so here
sir.
here I just let me finish. So then still we have a in EWM side also we need to execute the process. We will have a questions. Definitely. Before 10 minutes we will have a
So,
discuss about that. So this
hello.
this activate methodologies we discussed, what all the deliverable as a consultant, what we are going to deliver here. Suppose Accenture or IBM, how they are going to execute their product, the same global template we are also following, the same template we are following. As a you also going to be executed with the same kind of template, how the BBP should be, so how the fit gap analysis should be there, how the flow diagram, so how the business blueprint should be. So we are following with the I know IBM global template we are following to execute the process here. Okay. So once the activate methodologies, I think hope everyone understands. So what are the deliverable, what are the phases, right? So initially we have BPML, then we have the blueprint, then we have the configuration, we have the cutover activity, roles and authorization. So like that we have seen so many deliverables using activate methodologies, right? Yeah. So next. Yeah, so this is like the scope document. As I told you, there is a scope document, right? The scope document is each and every module. We will provide the scope document. Okay. So what is it? What does it contains? The scope document contain about the business process, right? So already they have prepared the scope document, which each module, right? They will explain about the business process, what all the business process currently they have, and with their analyst team, they will prepare the scope document. So as a consultant, we will get the scope document, and based on that, we are going to deliver further deliverables. Okay. So we will give you what all the business process they have. So we will give you the sample, the scope document of the company, and the rest of the deliverable based on the scope document, right? So this is also is a main deliverable actually. So for all the module like MM, SD, FIPP, so what all the process currently they have as a document, we will be as a the scope document, you will be receiving the scope document, right? So next, so once you completed, then we already discussed the blueprint session, right? So how the blueprint should be created. So what is the step-by-step process? So what are the flow diagrams? So everything we will have a separate session about the blueprint. So that blueprint also as a trainee or as a consultant, you are going to deliver. Okay. So we are going to assist you. We are going to help you how to prepare the flow diagram, how to prepare the the step-by-step process, how to design, what are the roles and authorization and integration process and everything we are going to be explained to you, right? Okay, so here there is a sample flow diagram, right? So most of them, they are new to SAP. So how to design the flow diagram, right? So when you are working in an implementation project, so the flow diagram is more important, right? If you see there is a left side, there is a event, right? So let's say vendor, customer, so these are all called as a roles actually. Okay, so these are all called as a role. Okay, so in SAP S4 HANA it's a role based authorization. So we will assist you, because I think most of them they can design the flow diagram, but there is a fit gap analysis, right? So when you are going to demonstrate the process to the customer, so during the time you have to prepare your fit gap analysis PPT document with a flow diagram. So we will assist you how the flow diagram, what all the roles are involved in the process. So based on the role, what are the business process? Whether let's say for here the customer is they're requesting the material, right? Then sales administration, what will happen? They are create the sales order. So this the role based the business process will be created in the flow diagram, right? So this is more important actually. So we will assist you the roles also, how to design for all the business process. Yeah. So here we are KDS, right? Already I discussed about the KDS. So for any module, if it is like a MM or EWM or SD, FICO, so here I just given there is a sample KDS, right? So there are there are 5 different type of companies, right? They have different business process, right? So for example, generally there is Arabian construction company. So what will happen? So they are into the construction based company, correct? So they have different business, right? So they have the equipment, so they are going to there is a separate department in Arabian construction. They are investing for the equipment, procurement itself. So this equipment will be used for their project purpose, right? So they have a separate company code for the equipment. So then there is a transport. So this Arabian construction, they have a transport. Let's say they have a 5,000 plus transport vehicle they have. So they are going to let's say for the diesel tanker or the truck or the gas manufacturing, that the earth mover or all the JCB, different type of the transports also, vehicles also they are going to procure. Then there is a quarry. So core is nothing but there is a construction, when there is a aggregate material, you see the road construction material or building construction material or concrete type of aggregate material. So there are various sizes of the aggregate material. So there is separate manufacturing unit is there. So how we are going to address, what are the business function they have? So how that procurement, production, financial business process we are going to be executed, right? So that's also part of the KDS. So then there is a asphalt. Asphalt is one of the road. How the road we are making as a through asphalt, right? So we have a different aggregate material. We have a bitumen mixture of this. So the road construction. So we are going to we are applying in the road. Okay. So just the sample process I have explained. So when there is a general contracting company, they have, let's say for 500 plus project they are executing. For this 500 plus project, they have a separate department, right? So they have a equipment department. So they have a transport department. They have a quarry manufacturing. There is a separate business unit. Then there is a asphalt manufacturing as a separate business unit. So like that we are going to prepare the KDS. So how many materials they are going to use? So what are the different type of customer and what are the different type of vendor they have? So all the document type, what is the number ranges, everything, the purchasing group and sales organization, sales area, distribution channel, division, etc. So we are going to be discussed here. Okay. So this is the KDS of sample KDS. So here you can see what are the list of plant, what are the purchasing group, what are the list of companies. So like that we have so many KDs are there. Just a sample I'm just explaining. So this is one of the deliverable from all module consultant. Before start configuration, we need to prepare in your Excel file with all the KDs. Start with your company code, plant, right, your purchase organization, your purchasing group, material type, business partner, purchase requisition, what is the document type, number ranges, purchase order, RFQ, contract, right, goods receipt, invoice verification. So all the document type, number ranges, same thing from SD also, from PP also, FICO also, EWM also, we are going to be prepare the KDS. Okay, so next one we have the RISE objects, right? So this RISE object is, for this is more important, like a cutover activities, right? So what we do here as a consultant, what is my role in the RISE objects, right? So first we have to identify what is RISE object. So here, let's say, as I discussed earlier, the forms, reports, enhancement, workflow, interfaces, right? So there are different type of technical objects. So how I can able to design, so how I can say this is form, how I can say this is report, how I can identify this is the enhancements, right? So this kind of discussion will be there during the implementation project. So how to categorize your ISUP objects. And second, so yes, I have categorized, let's say I have let's say for 5 different type of forms is required to be developed, right? So let's say purchase order printouts or goods, when the vendor is deliver the material, so we do the goods receipt, right? So then we have to take the printout of the goods receipt, that is one of the printouts. And same way, customer is, vendor is return, some material is rejected, we need to return, send it back to the vendor, so we need to take the printout of the goods return, right, or return delivery challan. So same thing, we are issuing the material to production, or issuing the material to the maintenance, or issuing the material to the cost center. So there is a separate printout is required. So mostly, so these are all the forms has to be designed first. So how the template should be. So next we have the functional specifications, right? So first you have to identify what all the
to interrupt you. Just sorry to interrupt you. Just one question. Yes. In the RISE of object, do we also cover one sample of like Fiori apps, like one add-on Fiori tile requirement or something? Do we cover
RISE if object? Yeah, see, Fiori tiles is nothing but just execution of the process, right? So like how T code. So let's say purchase order is there. So you are going to ME21N, you are entering, so you can get the purchase order screen. So whereas same thing in Fiori also, you are just create the tiles. So the same purchase order screen is going to be open. Okay. So end of the day, the same exposure like GUI, how we do, same functionality is available in our Fiori also. Okay. But here that the RISE object means, so when you are going to execute, implement any project, right? So before that, they have to set up. Once the purchase order they created, they have to send the purchase order to vendor with the hard copy, right? So they should design their PO layout should be, where the logo should be, where the vendor address should be, where the PO details, where the material details, the material items. So or then once the PO gets approved, then they should put the digital signature also. Yes, this PO gets approved. So there are so many activities are there, right? So we need to design the template. So the customization, right? So this is one of the forms. This is one of the RISE object. And second, let's say for the reports. So they are going to execute some report. Let's say I need to do the purchase register report. I want to know who is the vendor and what is the purchase order, when they have delivered, whether the PO is get completely delivered, or whether the PO is invoice is verified, whether the against the PO they have done the payment. So let's say this is one type of reports. So we need to design first, and we need to prepare the functional specification, right? So we need to identify what are the reports. SAP, they have 1,000+ standard reports they have provided, but still customer they will ask, I need to design this, I need this kind of reports as a purchase register. Do you have complete cycle, start with your procurement, like a purchase order, goods receipt done, invoice done, whether payment also, do you have any sample reports? If we don't have, we need to design this kind of report called as a customization. Okay, these called as a reports. So then third one, there is a enhancements. Okay, what is enhancements? So when I'm going to create the purchase order, okay, so when I'm going to create the purchase order, I have created the PO. Let's say the vendor has to be delivered, let's say September 1st week he has to deliver the material. So now what happened? So before delivery, 3 days before, I have to send a reminder to my vendor. So boss, so and so date, so only we have 3 days. So hope we can able to deliver the material on time. So there is a communication, right? So we need to send an urging letter to the vendor based on the material, based on the delivery date, once the delivery date is crossed. So this is kind of, we can say this is one kind of enhancements. Okay, so enhancement is there are 1,000+ enhancements, right? This is the requirements, right? 1,000+ requirements will be coming. So we need to identify this is not a report, so this is not a form, this is an enhancement. So like that workflow is there. Okay, what is workflow? So once I have created the finance invoice, right? As a FICO consultant, I have created the invoice. Okay, what happened once the invoice created, right? So this communication, there is a workflow has to communicate to my finance manager, accounts manager. Okay, what will happen? So he can be able to accept. So then only I can able to proceed further. So I am accountant, and there is account manager is there, right? So what is his role? He need to verify the finance, the invoice, whatever I have created, whether this is 100% okay, or any changes or any iteration is there, or I need to block it, or I can hold it. So once the invoices gets created through workflow, this mail communicate to your manager, and manager is going to take action, correct? So we called as a workflow. So these are all we will discuss during the projects. Okay, what are the forms? Each module I'm talking about each and every module here. Okay, so what are the forms, what are the reports, what are the enhancement, what are the workflow and interfaces. Okay, what is interfaces? Suppose let's say there is a truck. Okay, so truck is, there is a project and there is a quarry, right? Quarry is one plant, project is another plant. So when the truck is coming to the quarry, they are loading the aggregate material. It goes to the weight bridge and put the weight, and there is a system is connecting to your SAP. Yes, the truck have, let's say, for 30 ton aggregate material. Okay, after the empty truck, so let's say for this is let's say 5 ton of the empty truck. So now system should calculate the empty truck weight is so and so, and fully loaded aggregate material weight is so and so. So now the interfaces system will, there is a file, there is a interfaces, there is a data will be coming from the external system, and your process, your system will be executed every 15 minutes once. If you received that there is a deliveries happen, so system will check, okay, there is a PO already created, okay, this empty truck is so and so, this is a loaded truck so and so, so actual weight is, let's say, 30 ton. So this 30 ton system will automatically will do the goods receipt. So we called as a interfaces. So like that there are various RISE objects are there. We will discuss in more detail, so that you can able to so this is more important actually when you do any implementation project. So you have these all the challenges will be there. So how you can able to prepare the FS, how you can able to understand the enhancements, how to design the logic. So these are all the quite challenging. So we will discuss these all the deliverables here. Okay, so already we discussed there is a testing also, right? So we have a unit testing, we have integration testing, we have a user acceptance testing. Okay, so what is unit testing? So individual module consultant. Let's say here there is a purchase requisition creation. Let's say these are all the sample process. So the procurement of stock material, procurement of import material, and the procurement of MRP related material, and the procurement of indent sales, procurement of project related material, procurement of maintenance material, procurement of consumable material, and service procurement, procurement of asset. Okay, just sample I'm given here. So now you need to execute all the process, then you have to update the document number. Okay, what is the purchase requisition number, what is the RFQ number, what is the quotation number, what is the purchase order number, what is the goods receipt number, what is the invoice verification number, and what is the payment, right? Payment, if you done the payment, then what is the document number for that. Okay, so these are all the data, these are all the transaction you have to execute, and you have to update the document number, right? So next we have a integration testing. Okay, what is integration testing? So we have the cross module consultant, as I already told you. Let's say here there is a make to order process. Okay, what is make to order? So when customer is giving the order, so we are going to manufacture from PP side, they are going to manufacture, and MM side we are going to procure the material, and SD side they are going to deliver it. So here MM, SD, FI, PP, all 4 modules are involving, right? So what they will do? So first they will create the inquiry, then create the quotation, create the sales order, then sales order MRP they will execute it, then planned order will be created, then conversion of planned order to production order, then material we are going to, already material is there, we are going to issue, otherwise purchase requisition will be created, purchase order will be created, then we will do the goods receipt, then we will issue the material to the production, correct? So like that every process here, that's a make to order, is not a one particular module. So make to order we have a, so we can say there is a multiple module, right? So make to order we have a multiple process belongs to different module, MM, SD, FI, PP we are going to execute. So same thing, we have a engineering to order process. Okay, engineering to order productions. So like that, each and every integration process will be identified, and we are going to execute for all process. So yeah, MM's SD side they will execute the sales process. PP side they will execute the production process. MM side they will procure the material, and finally SD they are going to deliver the material to customer. Okay, so this is called as a integration testing process. So just I'm given sample process here. So same way we are going to identify all the process. We have to prepare the test scripts. So then we need to execute the integration process with cross modules. Okay. So next, so we are going to discuss about the cutover activities. Okay. So this is more important. So the cutover activities. So how we are going to, as I told you, there is a LTMC. There's a migration cockpit. So for all the module, so we have the we have the master data. So yeah, hello. Okay. Yeah. For activities, so we are going to upload the master data, right? Already we discussed. So this is one of the key deliverables actually. So how to create the LTMC, right? So how to create the project, how to download the template, how to get the data from the business team, and how to upload the master data. Okay. So these are all the deliverables, as a each module. So so how we can able to upload your master data. So all the informations, all the the template will be downloaded, and we are going to upload to the production system. Okay. So pre-go live activities, yes. So before you are going to start, before completion of go live, before start the go live, so there is a pre-go live activities. Okay, so we are involving the pre-go live activities. So like we are going to make sure all the transport request is moved to your production system, and we have to make sure whether all the RISIP objects, all the forms, all the reports, all the enhancement is moved to the production system, right? And we have to make sure that whether the number ranges, because number ranges also we need to maintain in the production system before start execution, before start the go live activities. Okay, so these are all the activities will be performing in the go live. So now what will happen? So next I will just make sure running the process, right? So let's Rajesh is there. So he is into WM, EWM. So he is going to demonstrate one process quickly, maybe over 5 or 10 minutes. So then we will have questions. We will have a discussion about the questions and everything. Yeah. Rajesh, could you share your screen, please?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Anush. Let me share my screen. So I'll just give up a quick review over the EWM and how we are going to use it in the EWM for an implementation project, and I can able to take it to the system where I can give a short demo.
Please share.
Yeah, is my screen visible?
No, not yet.
So as an EWM, like whenever the client has come up with a requirement, like we wanted to go for an implementation of an EWM warehouse, the first thing we would be considering is like what kind of an EWM system you are going to use it, whether it's an embedded EWM or a decentralized EWM. So this can depend upon various business factors. Like few business, they are running it in a very huge volume where like they would be having like 100 to 200 warehouses, and they wanted a separate box for EWM and separate for ERP, so that the EWM like warehouse operations can happen independent, and the ERP, ECC like purchase order, sales can happen independent. So there are pros and cons for both the ways, even in the embedded. And in case of an embedded system, let's say like you have a very minimal warehouse, but you wanted the storage to be very optimized. So in that case, you can go for an embedded EWM, where the inputs or the handling is very less. So even in the embedded EWM, we have two licenses. So one is a basic EWM and other is an advanced EWM. So basic EWM in the sense you don't have to go for a separate EWM license. So you will be having a default S4 HANA ERP license. So where within that you will have some of the basic functionalities. You can able to do an inbound, you can able to do an outbound, and you can able to do some of the internal movement activities. But where else, let's say like you have a critical manufacturing process integration, where the production orders will be flowing to the EWM and you would be creating a PMR documents. So if we have more like Kanban process or repetitive manufacturing, so in those cases, if the client is having such capabilities, then we would be suggesting for an advanced EWM. So these options will be analyzed during the prepare phase. So we need to go one by one, like what is the current business process and what they are doing it. So depending on that, we would be having up a standard options, and we would be suggesting the client like you can go for a decentralized EWM or an embedded EWM. So I'll just give you an overview like what is in embedded EWM. So in embedded EWM, like if you create a material master and batch masters, you don't want to separately pass it into a EWM system. Like you create an ERP system and it will be transferred to EWM systems as well. And the transaction, like the data that you have created, would be transferred immediately. And this would eliminate the additional documents needed for the creation. Like if you create in 1 year. Sorry? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. And in embedded, like it can be able to run on a same boxes. Like if you have one server, like within the same box, you would be having like ERP running together and EWM running together. So there is no separate two kind of systems, like separate ERP and separate EWM systems. And it has a simplified structure compared to the decentralized. So there is no two separate boxes. Within the same boxes, we can able to do it. And as I said, like within embedded, we will be having like a basic options, and we will be having a decentralized, like advanced versions as well. And the cons, like in case if there is, you wanted to do a system upgrade or there is some maintenance activity which you wanted to specifically done in ERP. So in that case, the EWM systems as well would be down. So you cannot perform any operations within the warehouse. So even if it is like you wanted to do some automation, like where you wanted to use an MFS, like the picking of a product from a bin from one place to another place, where it can happen automatically. You are using some advanced MFS solutions, and there are huge volume in it. Like embedded is not that much useful because the volume is very less. The system usage will be very high. So this can lead to system down, or there is a slowdown in the process. So this is how the embedded EWM structures would be like. When you create a master data, directly it can able to access an EWM. And if you create any inbound delivery or an outbound delivery, that would be still distributed to EWM system through queues. Even though ECC, like HANA system and EWM system are on a same box, they will not be created directly. So there will be still the QRFCs, like where as soon as you create an inbound delivery, a queue will be created and that would be transferred to EWM through a QRFC, and that would create an inbound delivery documents. And similarly in EWM, if you do a goods receipt or a goods issue, it will not be posted directly. Again, it will trigger a QRFCs and it will be posted in the HANA system. So this is a kind of a communication that would happen between the HANA and EWM, even though if they are in a same system, but it will be happen through QRFCs. And in case of a decentralized system, like whenever the ERPs are down as well, like you can able to work independently on the EWM systems. And you can able to have like advanced functionalities like MFS, ASRS, those automation supports can be done with the decentralized system. And we can connect with the multiple ERP systems as well. Like you can have one decentralized system and you can have like 2 to 3 ERP systems that can be get connected to a single decentralized systems. And if you have like a large volume of transactions as well, like n number of transactions, which is running operational 24/7 warehouses, even in that case, we can go for a decentralized EWM. So in decentralized EWM, even though if you create a material master, vendor master, this needs to be sent manually to an EWM systems as well. Whenever you do any changes, that needs to be transferred to EWM system, and even it will get updated, since both are in two separate boxes. Same way happen for packaging instructions, and in delivery transactional data would be same between the both normal embedded boxes and the decentralized as well. And if you go with the embedded EWM, like there are two licenses, like the basic EWM and with the advanced EWM. So in such case, like we can able to list like with the basic EWM, like what are all the functionalities available. So I have just listed a few, like what are all the functions available in the basic EWM and in the advanced EWM. So if you see, like if you wanted to perform like a slotting and rearrangement, doc appointment scheduling, value added services. So these are the functions that will not be available in basic, but will be available in EWM. Like to give up an example, let's take like value added services. Value added services is nothing but like if you wanted to do some additional packing. Let's say like there is a promotional offer to a customer, like where he wanted to build a products. Let's say like he wanted to add two to three items together, and he wanted to add some gift wraps and additional value added services that you wanted to do for a customer. So such kind of a packing and additional packings that can be done with the value added services. So these services will not be done with the basic EWM license, and it can be done executed only with the advanced EWM licenses. And yeah, so once initially we finalize the deployment options, then we will be gathering with the business and we will try to understand like what are all the process required. As Dhanush explained, like we would be gathering all the list of process that needs to be used by the business. Let's say this is a simple example like what I have taken for an inbound delivery. Let's say like there is a process for an inbound delivery where we are purchasing from an external vendor. So directly we are procuring from the vendor. So we would be mapping it in the BPML, like business process masterlet. What are all the steps we would be following? Let's say like we would be procuring directly from the external vendor. Then what would be the subsequent steps takes place? So we would be creating out the warehouse task, and we would be packing it, and we would be put away the task as well. So similarly, the other process would be like there is a direct manufacturing as well. So instead of procuring from the vendor, we are manufacturing it as well. So even with all the list of processes, whatever the currently the client is doing, so we would be taking it out and mapping it with the business process master list. We will have all the data prepared from our end. And we would be discussing with the business like what is the current process and how we can able to build it in the new SAP EWM systems. Like we would be doing the gap analysis, and we will be analyzing it like what are all the options that we have it in the standard, and apart from the standard, like what are all the additional features we can give. Like if there is a process like they wanted to do some they wanted to put some materials in a bin, but apart from the standard check, they need to check some additional parameters, so which is not available in a standard. So we would suggest like we go for some enhancements, and we would be doing it out. So those, as a functional consultant, we need to analyze it like whether the ask whatever the client has done has been feasible or not. If it is not feasible, we will try to, if it's not feasible from standard, we will try to achieve like how we can able to achieve in a custom solutions. And yeah, is there any query?
Yeah, we can execute one process, Rajesh.
Yeah, okay. I'll just quickly close this. So we'll be having out, like once all the requirements are finalized, we would be designing out the warehouse, like how the warehouse would be like, which is having an inbound area and an outbound area, and where we will be storing the products, and if there is any production, how we are going to manage the production process as well. And with the EWM cutover task, it would be like what are all the cutover tasks? Like we would have the master data upload, packaging specification creations, and we would go for a bin upload as well. If apart from, we have the standard options to create the bin, but apart from that, if there is any need from client for a packaging, like a pack stations or a staging, those things will be uploaded through an Excel file, and we will upload the stocks as well. And I'll just go with a simple inbound process. So where once a purchase order is created, so from then the inbound delivery is created, then from the inbound delivery would be get distributed to the EWM system. And in the EWM, it will create an inbound delivery document. So from based on the inbound delivery, we can able to perform the goods receipt. So once you do the GR, the GR information would be passed to ECC, and we will move that particular products into a final end destination bin. I'll just quickly show you in the system. So in ME21N, I will be creating a purchase order. So here we are placing a request to a supplier to provide the material for 2 quantities in the plant IN03. So once the order has been sent to the supplier would send the shipment as in the product and the details of an ASN, and where we would be creating out an inbound delivery document. So during the creation of an inbound delivery, from in case of ECC and EWM mapping, so if the plant and storage location, has been relevant for an EWM, then this would be distributed to EWM system. And even if you go to the item processing, like here you can able to see like whether it is relevant for an warehouse. So here you can see it is mapped as an A, then it is relevant to be get distributed into a warehouse system. So on saving, the inbound delivery we created in the ERP system will get transferred to EWM system. So this is inbound delivery got created and it got distributed to EWM. So once if I open the inbound delivery in EWM system, the transaction is sim PRDI. So here we can see like the product has, like the delivery document has been created in the EWM and with the same product and how much the quantity it is. And we can able to perform goods receipt. Let's say like the physically the stock sent by the supplier has reached the warehouse and where we wanted to perform a GR. So we would do the GR at the warehouse level, and if we do the goods receipt, then the same communication would get updated to ERP systems as well. So right now the goods receipt status is not started. So now once we perform goods receipt, we have done the GR, and here you can able to see like the PPF has been triggered. So what this PPF will do is like this would communicate it to ERP system, like I have for this particular delivery, I have received the products, like the GR has been done in the warehouse. So the same will get updated over the ECC system. So what would be the next step? Like once I do the GR, I need to move this product into my destination bin. Like I should be able to store it in my warehouse. So for that purpose, we would be creating a warehouse order. So we are trying to move 2 quantities of the product 100373, and we would be using the WPT 1010. So WPT is nothing but similar to the movement type like what we use in ERP. So to move any products or a HU from one place to other place in warehouse, we would be using a warehouse process type, which is called as WPT. So now we are trying to move this product. So once we click on create, so we have set some strategies in the background that would enable and find the suitable storage type, section and bin. So to move this product, it has been moving from the place like GR zone. GR zone is nothing but like where we have done the goods receipt, like that truck has arrived and we have done the GR for that, and we have been keeping it in the bin called, or a place called GR zone. And once we are trying to, we are trying to move it into the storage type 0010, and this is the destination bin. So we click on save. So there is a warehouse order that would be created. Here we go and look on the warehouse order. So this is a warehouse order. So this order, we can have the tasks. So we can have multiple tasks. So right now we have received only one product. Let's say like we have 10 products received. So there will be 10 warehouse tasks created to move each and every product. So not all the products will be moved to a single destination bin. Let's say like there is a product, like if it is an ice cream, like say you received ice cream, then it should be moved to some cold storage area. So like where they have the freezers and they will be moving it. And let's say like you receive some of the normal products, that should be moved to the normal regular storage, or depending upon the storage and depending upon the size. Let's say like you received some huge washing machine or some big containers. So those products cannot be fit into a small bin. So it should be moved into an open area or where it's a biggest place where it can accommodate. Depending upon the each and product characteristics, so we would be designing it in the EWM where it should be get moved. So based on that, the task will create it and move it into the destination bin. So here we are trying to move this product into this particular bin. So there would be a user coming in. So that user would be assigned with this warehouse order. So once the user looks at this order, he can able to select what is the product where I am trying to move it. So if you look into that order, then he can able to identify like this is my source bin. Okay, I should go to my bin like a GR zone. I need to pick my product 100373. How much quantity should I pick? I should pick 2 quantities. So 2 eaches. So once I pick that, where I should be trying to put this quantity or a product. So then he will find like, okay, I need to put this into the destination bin at this bin. So the user manually walks, or he can use any forklift, or he can use any resources. He will take that particular product and he will be moving it into the destination bin. So here, right now, we are doing a straightforward like picking and moving it into the destination. But there can be a chances like where we wanted to do some additional packings. Like once I pick it from the GR zone, I wanted to do a packing. I wanted to put it in a case or a pallet, and once I pack it, then I wanted to move it into a destination. Or if not, like user has sent me like 10 to 15 products together in a single box. Then in such case, I wanted to deconsolidate. Like I cannot put all the 10 products together in a single bin. We wanted to take each and every product out of that particular HU and move it. So this particular step is called deconsolidate. So using that, we will be separating the products from this HU and we would be moving it. So all these activities will be done in the packing work center. So right, let me move it with the destination bin. I'll just click on confirm and save it. Now the product has been moved. And if you come to the warehouse activity, and the put away is complete, which means this inbound delivery activity has been completed. And the same will get updated to the ECC systems as well, where the goods receipt has been completed. So subsequently in ERP system, the next step, like once the GR is done, they will be doing the invoice, and the subsequent process will take place in ERP. Tanush, do we have time to take with the outbound process as well?
Yeah, I think it's okay. Maybe we are a little
Okay.
long. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So here actually, yeah. Anybody have any questions related to the deliverables of implementation project? Yeah, please.
Hello.
So,
Yes, yes, yes.
sir, are we going to activate BC sets?
Yes, we do. So yeah, we do activate the BC sets.
Okay, so can you explain them means for us once? What are they?
Yeah, BC sets activation. Yeah, Rajesh, could you just guide them?
Yeah. Okay. So depending on the process, there will be a list of standard BC sets available. So not every BC sets will be activated by default. Let's say like you
Okay.
wanted to go for a production process. Not all the companies or the clients will be having out the production process following it. So some can have like just a retail, so where they wanted to store it. So they will never use a production. So in that case, we don't want to activate anything related BC sets related to the production. Now let's say like I wanted to activate the BC sets, like I have a client requirement where they are using a production process. So we have a standard BC sets. So what the BC sets will do? So by default, the production process will not get activated in a fresh sand like box like whatever we buy from SAP. So in order to activate the production process, like this would involve all the standard mappings. Like similarly, like how the standard will create an order and it will be get distributed. If you don't activate the BC sets, we even will not have the document type available in the EWM system. Only if we activate the BC sets, all the list of standard functionalities, like whatever the SAP provide, will get added to the relevant areas automatically on activating the BC sets.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So anybody? So
Hello.
Hi.
yes,
Hello.
yes.
Hello, sir. I have a domain experience of 10 years, sir, in plant maintenance.
Mhm.
And I have took training for plant maintenance a year ago.
Okay.
So, sir, so for plant maintenance, you have not mentioned. Is it for plant maintenance also?
Yeah, that's what initially I told you, right? So I mentioned for all the core module, we have a MM, SD,
Okay.
FI, even PS,
Mhm.
PM, QM also. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Then this training, whole the training will be given by you only, sir, or there will be for support any PM consultant will be there for separate module.
No, for all modules, all the process with, as a core consultant will be there actually here. If you have any clarification or something, will be rectified. Suppose, we are supporting for MM, SD, FI, PP, WM, EWM. Suppose if you have any issue with any process, so that will be rectified. So no need to worry about that.
Okay, regarding PM also, plant maintenance also.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm telling. All
And
modules.
sir, and you will provide, sir, all the deliverables regarding plant maintenance, sir.
That's what start with scope document and preparation of
Okay,
their BPML, BVP configuration, KDS testing. So everything, the complete setup,
Mhm.
you also will be doing from your PM module.
Okay. And after getting this training, as I have not experienced any real time project, so after that I can apply as a means experienced consultant in any company.
See, that's what. See, end of the day, so this end-to-end implementation project is going to give the exposure of worked in a real-time implementation projects, right? So people who are already
Okay.
working in a support, maybe they have 3 years or 10 years experience as an end user, or maybe they are a consultant or support consultant. So this
Okay.
implementation exposure, the project exposure will add up. You worked in an implementation project, so definitely this will be a game changer, or it's a turning point for you to get into SAP
Okay.
consultant in the
Okay.
implementation project also. You'll be getting opportunity in the implementation project. See, because so most of the
Mm.
company, most of the client, they are recruiting, they need people who already worked in a end-to-end implementation projects, right? So this project
Yes.
will helpful, will be turning point for
Yes.
you to change your career also in a implementation project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Sir, I have given some interviews, but in every interview they are asking about implementation project, and
Yeah.
I
So
have done some implementation project, one implementation project in ECC. but they are asking for S for HANA only.
Okay. See, that's what. So this is
Okay.
for
Then after,
we do
yes,
for
yes.
S4 HANA
Mhm.
implementation project. So this project, as I
Okay.
explained you, so from beginning to till
Mhm.
end, what all the deliverables from all module we do. So this
Okay.
should be the SAP S4 HANA implementation projects. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe we'll give
Okay.
opportunity to others.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Hi Ganesh. Yeah, please.
Hi, actually, Mr. Qureshi, what he has asked, I have same background like him. Actually, I am working as a functional user for 10 years, and I am trying to give some interviews for implementation. I am having experience with the automobile companies like Mahindra and Land Rover and Jaguar and Land Rover. So, what kind of when you are giving us this implementation training? Is it okay if you take automobile industry example? In that way we can move forward, because yesterday I saw your video in that you were taking example of construction company, and that will be somewhat misalignment with our experience. So is it okay if you go with the automobile industry example, which will cover most of the
So Ganesh, here what will happen? So you know that automobile also one of the plan will be created actually based on the business requirements. So what all the business functions we are going to be activated or implemented will be done. See, so majority what happens? So now most of the client they're expecting for construction. So even not only construction, there is a manufacturing is there. So there is a catering division is there. So like that, multiple more than 5 to 6 industries we are involving. Okay, suppose if we need automobile also should be there. That's also should be one of the industry. Okay, not only automobile, along with the construction, along with the quarry, precast, asphalts, right, and the catering division also. Along with that, we are going to implement for automobile also. So no need to worry about that. All the business function process will be executed. Okay.
Okay, and a follow-up question on this: when we complete this implementation questions, after attending several interviews, we will land up with the some new questions from the interviewers, which we will not able to answer. So, will you support us after the training period as well? Because to clear some interviews or clearing some doubt, we need your extended support after the training period as well.
Yeah, definitely. So before that, actually, after completion of the project also. So we are going to arrange the interview. So what are the questions technically what are the questions interviewers they will ask, right? Along with that, so implementation project point of view. So implementation project point of view. Let's say as I explained start with the project preparation. So each and every phase. So what are the deliverables you are going to do, right? So along with that, how the configurations and cutover activities or roles and authorization. So all the key deliverables also we are going to be executed. Okay, so so when they are going to ask about the cutover activities of let's say for PM module. So what all the master data, what all the tools they are using, how they are uploading the master data. So definitely these kind of questions will be helpful during the interview. So what are the questions they will ask if you work in an implementation project. So everything we are also going to assist you, and definitely you can able to answer those questions also.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so anybody else who have any questions?
I have
questions, sir. Actually, let us say I'm joining this course and I'm SD consultant basically. Now, if I write any functional specifications, so I'll need to have the technical support. So that support you will provide, no?
Yeah, definitely. See, don't think only. So what is your module, Kiran?
SD.
You are into SD module. Okay. So yeah. So definitely. So before that, we will explain you the tables and the structures and the fields and the logic wise everything. So we have the functional specification. So we have our own template. So let's say you have a 10 different type of RISEP objects. All the 10 RISEP you are going to prepare the functional specification. Okay, so that training will be providing. So then technical consultant will be there. They are going to take care of the further development and everything. So after that we will do the testing and everything. So that training completely we will take care of in the projects.
Okay, yeah, understood.
Yeah.
Sir,
I have one question. This is Karthik actually. So regarding outputs also we are going to cover. It's from BRF plus or the standard outputs we are going to cover?
Yeah, we have both actually, Karthik. Yes, we have a NAC and we have BRF plus. So both is there. You can configure it both also. Yeah.
Okay, in this project we are going to cover both. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Version are
Sir,
you going to take?
hello.
May I know that is which version are you going to take in project?
See here we have a 2021 is there. 2021 is for HANA version is there. Yes.
But from 2020, that is LTMC is not going to support, right? Am I right?
20, yeah, it will support. See, LTMC will be support. So now the Fury also is coming, and plus LTMC also will be supporting. Okay, see, the same way Fury level also we can able to, the same LTMC functionality, now it's in Fury. So when it comes to 2022, the latest version and all, and LTMC also will be supporting.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. Yes, sir. I have a shift schedule. Means I am working in shifts. So you will give a recorded lecture. Suppose I missed some lectures at that time.
Yes, definitely. See, all the session will be recorded, and we have the share folder access for everyone. So this recorded videos will be updated. Okay.
Okay. And sir, this training will be in the latest technology, means as for HANA latest version, and regarding Fury app also you will taught us, sir.
Yes, with the Fury apps also. Yes. Right.
Oh, okay, sir.
So anybody?
Yeah,
Sir, are we
I
going
just
to
have
go
one
with
question. Like,
advanced EWM?
Yeah, please. So what is your question?
I have one question. Like, do we get any materials or documents as part of this training, like the overall process or the SD related materials?
Yeah, definitely. So that's what I'm telling. All the deliverables, we will share the, documents. So start with your, scope document or BPML or BBP. So there are, we can say more than 15 to 20 documents are there. Okay. So we will share you all the document so that you can able to, definitely, as an implementation project, we need. So what all the flow diagram, what all the fit gap analysis documents, what all the BPML documents. So all the documents will be provided to you.
Also, do I get to learn only SD or the integrations as well? For example, with SD we do have integration with FI.
Yeah. See here,
and
yeah,
MM,
yes,
right?
Sriharsha. So here we told you, right? So here is along with EWM also. Now there is an opportunity for you how the EWM is works here, right? So once you created the sales and distribution, you are creating the sales order delivery. So along with the delivery, how the picking is happening from that particular storage bin. So how they are going to deliver. So how that their truck is going to use it and they are going to carry. So all the functionality will be as an integration point of view, definitely we are going to be tested here. Yeah.
And I do not have SAP installed on my laptop or desktop.
So we will assist you. Don't worry about that.
Okay, sure.
We will support you.
Yeah.
So Pankaj,
Hi, Pankaj this side. Actually, I have two questions. One question is, will you teach us to with the integration of TM module also?
PM transport
another,
management. Yeah, transport management, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and another question is like, what is the latest version as part of SAP EWM?
See now that's what 2021, 2022. So it will be covering. So I think Rajesh, do you answer for that?
Okay.
Yeah, probably like right now we are using 2021, and we can able to share like what are all the differences or updates that we have it in 2022. So we can have it as like a separate session, like what updates we have and how different is from this 2021 version to 2022 version. So it just like the functionalities and features would be same, like there would be some additional add-ons that would be added. But apart from that, there won't be any much difference on it.
There's one more query. Do we cover AATP as well?
Yeah, sorry.
Do we cover AATP, Advanced ATP?
Advanced ATP. Yeah, Rajesh, are we going to?
It's from sales, right?
It's from SD. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this process will be so we can able to implement it. Yes. Part of SD it will be implemented. Yeah. So guys, I have given that number also in the chat box. So maybe you can able to, if you have any questions or if you are going to continue for the current project. So I have given there are 3 number. Okay, you can just contact with them. So I will text once again. So the same number you can also reach them. Okay, so from Monday, so we are going to start the project with all the module MM, SD, FI. So we are going to be started. Okay, so if you have any questions, so related to upcoming projects or maybe timings and all, yeah, please. If you have any questions, please.
May I know the timing of this classes?
Yeah, timing. So we are planning morning 7 o'clock, 7 to 9. So it's, generally it will be 1 hour. Yeah. So these sessions it will be 1 to 2 hours. We are planning. So morning 7 to 8 batches. Maybe it will continue up to 8:39 also. Yeah.
Actually, I'm working in Australian shift. How can I manage that? Is there any other means weekend classes?
You are working with Australian time.
Yeah.
Okay. So morning, what time will be convenient?
Morning is not possible. Weekend is perfect.
Weekend, yeah. So you are into which module, Parvati?
FICO.
You are into FICO, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this case, what we will do? So we have alternative, maybe as per your availability time. So we will arrange the consultant. Okay, they will assist you. Okay. So there is a consultant which they will arrange, and whenever you are available daily 1 hour or 2 hours, so they will take it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. 7 to 9 only on
same
weekends.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes, Shreyas, sir.
Yes, sir. I have the same question regarding timing, sir. I am also working in shift, so morning will be a good time. But in some while working in morning shift, I will be not attend that time. So at that time, if you means allot the time of evening for 1 hour, then it will be a better option, sir.
Yes, that's what I told. Okay, so based on your available time, so we will arrange a consultant and they will support you. Okay, no need to worry about that. Yeah, and even the recorded session, everything will be there. You can also go through that, and based on your available time, so they will connect and they will assist you all the deliverables. Yeah. Okay. So hope I think everyone have the contact number. So please connect with them. So from Monday onwards, so we are going to start for all the modules, start with EWM, MM, SD, FI, PP. So all module we are going to start from Monday. Okay. Yeah. So okay guys, so thank you so much who joined for the weekend demo session. So thanks Rajesh and thanks Shrikant and thanks everyone.
Hello.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes, Ganesh.
Can you just elaborate on the fee structure?
Yeah, fee structure. Yeah, they are charging 35,000. So they current month they have an offer, it seems. So they are 25,000. It's offer. Yeah. Okay. So just connect with them, contact with that number, so they will assist you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.